Let's come back home. If your marriage certificate had an expiry date, pretty much like our driver's license that we renew every 5 years, how many would renew it? A tricky and very awkward question to ask someone, right? But the issue is discussed in Dr. Mashudumbe's new book, Wrong. It delves into marriages and relationships between the wrong people. The author and marriage counselor joins us now to talk more about his books. Dr. Mbezi, thank you so much for just joining us. Good morning.
Thank you, host Dumi. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
I'm honored to be here. Thank
Absolutely.
you. And greetings to the viewers and Happy New Year.
It's an honor for us. Happy New Year to you too. I want to get into this with the short space of time we have with you before the top of the hour. I mean, we have two books in front of us, Wrong Husband, Wife, Partner. And before we get into the other book, Married but Intimately Divorced, what are you addressing in this book, Wrong Husband, Wife, Partner? Because when I saw it, I thought, ooh, could people, or at least some, if not most, be making the wrong decisions in choosing their life partners?
Yes. The main issue here is you have to look at, like I'm saying, marriage has no preview, or relationship got no preview. You don't know what you are getting to. You don't know the person that you are going to get involved. You assume it's an assumption. But now, knowing what you have gone through, people don't want to talk about their issues. People don't want to verbally talk or deal with their issues. Yet there are egos in their relationships or marriages to say, this is how I do things, instead of say, this is how we do things. But now the issue is knowing your person. Will you marry the same person in future? If God was to come and reset all the relationships, will you go back to the same person or not? Possibly not.
So is that why you asked the question, if marriage had an expiry date or the certificate, would most renew it?
Most people will not. Out of the experience that I've got from the counseling that I've done and sessions that I've done. Because what you know is not what you expected. And true colors come. Most people say someone has changed. Initially, you'll find that that person has not changed, but true colors are coming out. Because this is who I am. And the mistake that people make is that we don't learn to love or know someone. The fact that you're in a marriage does not mean that you are loved. I might take you as an issue of saying it's convenience for me because the things that I want. So it could be. That's why I described 25 types of relationship, to say I can be there for convenience, you are there for love. So it's different. But you need to know to say, are you a priority or option in your relationship or marriage? You might prioritize me only to find that I'm taking you as an option. I need you, but I don't love you. Do you address this? How do we make sure that we don't end up in such wrong relationships, lifetime relationships with such people? Do you address that in the book? It's addressed. You need to know yourself first to say who are you and what you want. And therefore, my understanding is a relationship or marriage is supposed to make you better. But if it degrades you to something that which you are not, then that's a problem. So that's why I address the return on investment in your relationship, to say, are you outgrowing or going back?
Right.
So always address that.
So just lastly on the book, before we get to the next one, you also address fake lives and the pressure from social media. And it's interesting you say this, because I saw a post by someone saying they've decided not to consume content that has to do with relationships, because hashtag relationship goals puts pressure on relationships. We've seen husband associations or the chairperson of their husband Olympics doing extravagant things for wives, and then you think, do I have the right person if they can't book a flight for me overseas or a private jet for me? And you start comparing with other people's relationship goals. You address this in the book and saying that it also contributes to, I suppose, relationships not always working out.
Remember, most people have died out of trying to live fake lives. And it's pressure because now when you come to me, when I come to you, I pretend to be something else. Now you are in love with a fake myself, not that which I am.
Right.
So now going forward, and remember, it's an expensive life. You are living, and what happens to our young people, our children, then that's a problem. I mean, celebrities, and remember, fame is not a guarantee for success or a guarantee that I'm well off or have money to sustain my life. So we need to have those principles and values that will teach ourselves and our young people to know themselves, but use social media in a positive way.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very effective.
It can be a very powerful tool. I want to get to the next book before I have to let you go. Married but Intimately Divorced. I have to say, when I saw the title, I thought to myself, is this person, I mean, I've never been married, I'm not married, and I thought, is it possible to be married but intimately divorced? This is huge.
It is.
This is serious.
The fact that you are in love does not mean that you are married. You are loved. The fact that I'm in a relationship with you does not mean that I love you. So in short, I'm saying that intimacy is that kind of spark that makes you to connect to someone, to love someone that you don't know, to say, I can't sleep, I need to take them as a takeaway, marry them or talk to them before I sleep. But once that goes away, technically I'm saying you are divorced. That's why I'm saying a bedroom is an intimate prison, because most people are imprisoned in their lifestyles, in their homes. When you think of going home, after work or you are in shops, you say, oh, that's the problem, I'm going back to hell. So in short, most people globally are living in divorced lives because of saying it's better to live with the devil that I know than the person that I don't.
That you don't know.
Yes.
So you're saying that it's possible to be married, intimately divorced from, you know, the partner you're with physically, and in love with somebody else intimately outside of your physical marriage.
Yes, it's true. This is where the concept of emotional cheating comes into play. When I make love to you or kiss you, already I'm thinking of someone else, not you. So then that's a problem, because you are a vessel. So you are being used, or I'm using myself in the process.
What advice do you give to such couples? Do you advise them to stay in such marriages? I mean, you know that culturally women have a time with their elderly women before they get married, or they're handing them over to their husbands to say, such challenges do happen in marriage. It's no excuse for you to leave. Stick around. We hear oftentimes those sayings to women right before marriage. What do you then advise?
That doesn't work. You need to deal with your issues. Yes, there are wonderful people who can advise. But remember, not everyone who advises will give you the right advice. There are people who want to be champions of your relationship, yet they themselves failed. And so you don't have the intention. That's why I discussed the principle of intention, to say, is this person therefore to build me or destroy me? But you need to deal with your issues. Seek counseling if you can. Learn to talk to each other. Learn to engage. But it fails and your life is at stake, then it's not worth it.
Right. Dr. Mbetsi, this book, who is it for? Is this for single people? Is it for men, for women, married couples?
Single,
who are these books for?
As long as you are a person, you need them. I think the good thing about my books is that they attract young, old, divorced, all kinds of people. And each and every chapter is independent. You don't have to read from the first chapter to the last one to understand. So you can go to any section of the book.
All right. And where can we find them quickly?
072 793 3531. 072793353. I'm also on Facebook as Mashudu Mbetsi.
All right, we can order the book from you, Mashudu Mbetsi. Of course, online, give them a call. I mean, addressing very intimate, serious, issues that perhaps you're even not so comfortable sharing with other people, but you know you need help with. Married but Intimately Divorced, and Wrong Husband, Wife, or Partner, both by Dr. Mashudu Mbetsi. Thank you so much for joining us right on the show.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. All right. Well,